just pulled up to the gym, got back today, feeling great, feeling amazing. But to be honest, to start the day, I did not. Like, when I got up, I didn't want to do what I had to do today. So that leads me to two questions that I got for y'all. The first question is, do you truly love like what you spend most of your time doing? Like, really, just take a second to think about it. Do you really love what you spend most of your time doing? And I had to really think about that. Like, I truly love working out. I truly love pushing myself to a level mentally, physically, emotionally, and just like committing to being disciplined with this process. And then the second thing is, do you surround yourself, or are you surrounded by people, or do you even seek out people who are in the position you want to get to, or will give you like truly honest feedback on like where you at and what you got going on? Those two factors alone, I believe, will help lead you to success and lead you to like true happiness in life. And that's just two things that kind of set it in me today when I was doing like my fasted cardio, and it was like, I got 25 minutes left and like I just don't feel like doing it. My body hurts, but I can do it. And if I want to get to where I want to get to, then like I have no choice but to get that done. So I had to remind myself, like, I chose this, and I'd rather live in the pain of this than to live in the pain of not pursuing the greatest version of myself by seeking this out. So yeah, man, just answer those two questions for yourself. That's all I got for y'all. But today, got back in buys. We back at it. Let's get to it. What's good, buddy? Kicking today's back session off with some rear delt flies. Call it reverse pec deck. So it's really just hitting the back of that shoulder. So obviously, you know, you got the front part of the shoulder, you got the lateral, and then you got the rear delt. That's how you get that complete 3D, full looking shoulder. And for me, whenever I hit my back pose, I wanna have that roundness. Or whenever I'm hitting like a side chest and I want like a bigger delt, it's that extra piece back there that a lot of people don't work. And before I started bodybuilding, I didn't do it either. So we get warmed up here. I got 2 or 3 sets, then maybe a double drop, I don't know. But I'll show y'all some of the work, and then we'll get on with the rest of our back. We transition over here to Vbar lat pull downs. So the emphasis here is to try to stay upright as much as possible. And when I'm pulling my elbows down to the floor and in front of my body. So I'm pulling this bar down to my chest, and elbows tucked close and down in front to engage the lats. And then I'm getting a nice big stretch while keeping the lats engaged. Once they get outside of this engagement, I'm not really hitting it no more. All right, put some weight on there. I got blood flowing in these lats. Switching up the workout a little bit and hitting these. So the goal here is to kind of like keep a slight bend in the elbow, get a full stretch here, and then drop my elbows back behind me a little bit, but I'm really just pulling like my wrist to my hip, my stomach, keeping my chest up. That movement is a lot better if you can find an attachment that like locks your wrist in. So then that way you just pull with lats. You don't have to grip and squeeze and kind of pull with biceps a little bit. Done with that, on to the next one. Do an upper back row, then we're gonna hop in the biceps, be done with it. Arsenal plate loaded machine. I usually do the prime machine because it's a little more smooth for me. And I can adjust where I want the load to be. And I usually put it at the beginning because at the beginning is where you have the most tension in the stretch position. But here, I can still achieve the same thing. Just, it's a little different when it's a plate loaded instead of the cable sort of attachment with the prime machine. But upper back focus, upper back rows. Let's get to it. Big. And at the end, I like to do those little partial scapular, however you say it, retractions, just to still more stimulation in the meat of the back. But my machine opened up, so I think I'm gonna finish this set over there real quick. So basically we're doing the same thing, but we're gonna do it on the prime machine. I'm gonna show you, there's no plates or weights involved, just a machine where I can plug and chug with a pin. I'm out, so my setup is, I'm gonna put the seat up as high as it can go. I'm gonna pull this back, the chest pad, almost as far as it can go as well, just so I can get a big stretch. And I got decently long arms for my height. And then this attachment right here is what will change the load. So I want the load to be heaviest at the beginning. So when I'm in that fully stretched position before I start to pull. And I'm already warmed up, so bet I can hop straight into my working set. Let's go. And since this pulls like a little bit away as you come back, you don't have to start out wide. You can start, middle of the ground, because the arm path will widen as you come back. And there we go. That's the fucking set. So that's why I like it. It puts the load where it needs to be. So even as I fatigue, I can get the most out of this particular movement for me specifically. So I love it. If you got a machine like this that has an attachment where you can change where the load is in the weight, use it. And that's what it's used for, if you didn't know. Last two movements, I got this, and then I got, hammer curls. And I got another little variation that I do with my hammer curls that I want to show y'all. But the hardest thing about training biceps is like that fucking just burn you cannot get away from, especially if you're really working it. And especially if you're trying to beat last week's numbers, last session's numbers. I'm not just letting it fall and control it on the way down. And the golden rule to a drop set is you have to fail at the set you're doing in order to drop, because the drop set is just a continuation of the set that you was currently doing. So if you don't actually fail within the set before you do the drop, then you basically just doing a whole nother set. That's not the point. So it's really a continuation of that stimulation that you got in that muscle already flowing. Hurry up, pick up a lower weight, keep it going, get more out of it. So that's kind of the gist of that. But let's get over to hammer curls. Then after hammer curls, I got cardio. I gotta go eat. Y'all know what it is. Hammer curls. So one little tip that I do here is once I get to the top of contraction, I just slightly rotate at the top just to get more squeeze in the bicep and then control it on the way down. That way, instead of going up in weight, I can just add more stimulation and get more out of it this way. There we go, y'all. That'll be a wrap for this video. Fuck. But yeah, like I said, man, that's a wrap for this video. Back in bicep day, full workout. Every movement that I usually do, I ad-libbed a little bit on some of this stuff. But just tune in, y'all, man. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want more of. Do y'all like the style of these? More talking raw, no edits, straight clips of working out with a little bit of explanation. Just let me know. We'll tap in, share these videos, man. And I'm gonna keep dropping. Let's go.